Good afternoon, guys. We are back. It is Monday. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. A little bit of a different time today, but thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. Before I say hi to everybody, let me introduce my co-host for today. It is Salty. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I have so much candy in front of me. I'm not making very good decisions today. But then again, what day do I do? Thanks for having me on, by the way.
You're very welcome. It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory on that desk. It's great.
Yeah. There's not an adult in sight. I just have a dog who's really an enabler more than a dog. Let's be honest. So, yeah.
Let me say hi to everybody. So we have got Brandon the anime guy. Great to see you. Had a fantastic show earlier. We've got Leia Rose. Hello, lovely. Good to see you. We've got Gun Bunny. Hey, sweetheart. We've got the Dovian Disetovia Segain. I will get that right one of these days. Great to see you as always. Jim the Viking. Good evening. Good to see you. Welcome. Let's see who else we've got. We've got Amanda Manefran. Great to see you. We have also got the MVP in it himself. Max von Priestley is back, and it is so good to see you, Max. I can't wait for your show tonight. Let's see who else we had with us. We've got Broken Entertainment. It's so good to see you as well. It's been a while. And Spock's Friday Nights as well. Great to see you guys. And Shield Wall of Dragons. Yes, we do. And yes, the cricket is silent at the moment. It's sleeping.
That bastard's over there somewhere. Like, I was going to go over there with a shoe, like an Italian grandmother, and decided we're just going to live and let live. We'll see. But the use of force has been authorized. It's weapons free right now. So
it's been threatened, yes. So it's remaining silent for the time being. Just quickly, let me say a massive thank you to Salty for a super sticker, and it is a piece of cake. So
there's a reason why I sent that, and I'm not supposed to talk about it. But it has to do with another YouTuber. But of course, I wanted to show my support because I've got all these lovely snacks from the UK and Europe. But there is a YouTuber, and a lot of you watch her, as well as Purple and I and Max and Kyle. Her name is A Troubled Green, Alasia. She doesn't want anybody to know that tomorrow is her birthday. She doesn't want people to make a big deal about it. So I recommend you go on social media and send her virtually every birthday card you can with half-naked Marines and Silkies if you can find them, just to show some love. So I actually, Purple, I, Max, and Kyle, we're going to send her a little something, but a very early and very heartfelt happy birthday to you, Alasia.
So. Absolutely. Very happy birthday, sweetheart. And another one who had a fantastic stream last night. We are so proud of how well she's doing. But yes, very happy pre-birthday for tomorrow. So, what would you like to start with today? We've got a lot to cover. We're going to talk about the Fan Expo that's coming up. We've got a very contentious article about the Lord of the Rings, of course, because is there any other type now? But shall we start with the... Ooh, okay. We're going to start with the goodies, I think.
I want to start with something that doesn't hurt and sort of erode what's left of my soul. and we got yet another article today from Empire Magazine, and obviously we will cover it. But I thought maybe we could start with something sweet and not good for us, as opposed to something that's not good for us and just makes us want to throw up when we read it. Does that sound fair?
I think that's a fair way to do it, yes.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
And Gun Bunny says, hooray to see the perfect Purple Valkyrie and the very funny Salty Texas Sea. Well said,
and the cricket.
Sweetheart.
Co-starring the cricket. But can't forget the cricket, guys. So, yeah.
And hello to Keely Chow. Great to see you, as always. So, what is going to be your first pick? Because there was quite a few, and we're going to narrow it down. We're not going to go through the entire box that we sent.
Well, I've got my knife, I've got my multi-tool, and I wanted to go with the munchers. So I do have a variety of weapons on me at all time. I always have, and I'm an 80s kid. You had like everybody carried knives, and anyway. But I wanted to try these
prepared.
Yes, be prepared, because I was a Boy Scout and I did lead Boy Scouts. But I wanted to try these. Tell them what this is about while I mute myself and make a lot of noise so you can't hear it.
Yes, absolutely. So these were one of the ones, they're kind of a staple over here in the UK. It is a chocolate kind of shell with soft caramel inside and just a very little biscuit, hence the name Munchies. Very, very moreish, but they're not very heavy the way that some chocolates are. So a really kind of nice flavour to them. And it's not kind of a salted caramel, it's quite a creamy caramel.
So these may have been in my truck for a little bit,
Oh
like on the
dear.
drive home, and they might have. They're still chocolate. But they kind of have. They're like Chernobyl chocolate, but they're still good for you. So I am going to try this. I have no idea what this is like, and can I just say thank you again, Purple Valkyrie, and everybody in chat.
Welcome.
I would absolutely share with you, but I don't want you to know
Yes.
where I live. So anyway,
100-degree Texas heat and chocolate do not mix well. Yes.
these are really good. Purple, these are really, 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 really good.
Prophet of the Dragon, great to see you, says they've turned into one big chocolate. Yes, pretty much.
I'm not saying they're the Borg, but I'm not saying they're not like the Borg, except it is a modern art masterpiece, but it's still delicious, and that's on me. It's not on Purple Valkyrie. But really, these are, I don't know how anything is going to beat what I just ate. It's absolutely delicious. And for those of you in North America, like with me, the closest thing I can come up with is kind of a Rolo, if you've had Rolos, but there's a little bit of cookie, like a wafer thing in there, and it's like, it's really good. It's not heavy, and I gotta tell you, I might ask you to bring some of those, few more of those when you come back, when you come over.
Non-fused together in a gelatinous mass. Yes, I will.
I'll still eat them.
That.
I'd eat it off the floor, but that's how I roll. All right, your turn. I want to see you,
Awesome.
please. What do you want to try?
So what I am going to do, I've already opened these because it was a very fiddly packet, but we got bison jerky.
Yes.
I am a big fan of jerky. It is one of my favorite snacks, even though it's not, I suppose, the best for you, but it is very delicious. So I have a piece that I already took out of the bag because I like to be prepared like that. I've tried normal jerky, but I've never tried anything bison. So this is going to be a first for me. So let's try this one.
It is jerky.
Oh, that's really nice. It tastes a lot richer than beef, but it's got kind of like a tang to it.
When you come here, we'll have to get some bison burgers. And maybe we should go to the park, because you can get these big old flats of bison burger and then grill them up with some, because I love bison. Bison's delicious. Elk too. Those of you who are game hunters or hunters in general, you guys know what I mean. But yeah, bison's good.
This is good. This is really good. And like I said, I do like jerky, but it's so expensive over here. But this is the real deal. So thank you.
You are welcome.
That's really good. I don't know, right?
I know.
And Sankador says the bison is wonderful as a burger. Yes.
I know, right? I mean, and you get yourself some mesquite wood chips or maybe some oak wood chips and just kind of let it roll. Maybe, 3 minutes aside on a nice thick patty. Let the carryover heat work, and then have yourself a nice, delicious bite. Now I'm hungry again. All right.
No Spectlanix laptop says elk is so good it's wrong. See, I've never tried elk.
I know, especially the back strap, although you could really do anything if you ground up the elk and of course, mix it maybe with a little bit of pork. You can make some great sausage, but listen to us. We're talking about like self-sufficiency and all the other things that YouTube doesn't like us to talk about. But,
yes, they do get quite funny when you're like that. So what's going to be your next thing whilst I reach into this box of goodies?
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about something horrifying so that we could have the good with the bad on this thing.
Okay.
But I was thinking about this beauty right here.
Ah, yes. One of the from our European friends, that one was.
Yeah. So you said this was from Poland, and this looks to be like something that has like cookie wafer in it, and and I'm gonna mute myself so I don't sound like a moron trying to open this on a live stream. So.
And Psychodorf says, ever try alligator as a substitute for chicken? I have tried alligator.
Yeah.
I liked it, actually. I was surprised.
The last time I had alligator was it was in the French Market, right behind the Café du Monde. For those of you who've been in New Orleans, there's that whole open area where you can buy vegetables. And of course, I did what everybody does. It was alligator on a stick, and it was this big long piece of deep fried alligator,
Just
and it was
shove the stick up it. Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't like an alligator with a stick shoved up its butt, just deep fried. It was a piece of alligator. Let's be clear about this. But it was really good, and it was kind of like chicken, but it wasn't. And I've also had snake too, and snake is pretty good. But
never tried
yeah.
snake.
Yeah.
So that would be something interesting to try. But as you can probably tell, guys, I am a big meat eater, so I like to try all of them at least once.
Speaking of which, that's a cool T-shirt. Where did you get that, Purple Valkyrie?
Yes, indeed. Let me move this slightly out of the way. So this is the Texas T-shirt that came, and we also, I think, if we saw it in the video, we also had a rather fantastic
there it is
trucker hat, which I've never worn before. So this is something new.
I wanted to give her the full Texas barbecue experience and inside baseball. There was actually a more feminine baseball hat that they had, which was kind of like, fuchsia. And I sent her a picture while I'm eating my barbecue, and she's like, no, I don't think I want that. Why don't you get me a camouflage baseball hat from the Texas barbecue place? And I'm like, girl, you got it up. So there we go. And I think it looks perfect. All she needs is a jacked up F-150 with a gun rack, and she's good to go. You guys. Let's make this happen.
Be one of the natives, absolutely. Be one of you guys.
Hell yeah.
Brandon says we've got to go to Buc-ee's. I've heard about Buc-ee's.
Well, I mean, for those of you who don't know, where are you going to be? Is it next week or the week after that? I think it's the week after next.
It's next week. Yes, this time
I really
next
don't know.
week,
I don't know what the hell's going on.
getting ready to fly out. Yeah.
Where are you going again? What are you going to be doing?
Well, that's one of the things that we're going to be talking about. So since we've brought it up, let me bring it up and we can talk about it, and we can get back to the snacks in a little bit. But this is where we will be, along with quite a few other people, I know. But yes, Purple is finally getting out of the country. I am finally getting to visit you guys in the US. So I'll be in Dallas next week for the Fan Expo convention. I'm really looking forward to it, I think. And we'll be there for the FNT meetup before that as well.
I wanted to wear my my camo hat in solidarity with Purple Valkyrie. I'm pulling a Max Steel Von Priestley. Here we go. So yeah.
And yes, speaking of the man himself, he will be there as well. We cannot wait to meet Max. It's going to be fun, but we've got a lot planned. We've got we're going to do walkthroughs. We're going to film some videos. We're going to try and do a group live stream, which will be chaos, I think, but a lot of fun. Yeah,
I mean, and Snowdub is going to be there. Troubled Green is going to be there. Culture Casino is going to be there. Punkwaddle might be there, and it's it's easy for me because it's about 3.5, 4 hours away, and I booked my hotel early. But I'm just really excited to meet everybody who's going to be there, and I'm on social media, and be cool to go have lunch, or if if there's a lull in the Fan Expo stuff, I know I want to go see things like the aquarium downtown and maybe see some other historical stuff. But don't be shy, don't be shy.
Zach said, "Where'd Corey go?"
Dude, it's the camouflage hat. Seriously. I think the real question is why is there no one on this stream? Look at this. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. Look, between Purple and I, we could go to anywhere around the world. We're a rapid response force. We get Max Phil Von Priestley leading us. We got this handled. I mean, I really think we could take out the Predator. Really. I think it could work just with our hats, especially Purple.
Just with the hats, exactly.
Yeah. She's got the Woodland and I'm rocking the Mar. So here we go.
Yes, and this was an education to me as well, because I did not know that there were different types of camo until I was told. So there you go.
I know. I said, do you want the Woodland or do you want the do you want the other real tree for duck hunting? And then she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm like, sweetie, we'll just get you the real tree, because real tree is classic. And those of you in chat know what I'm talking about,
right? I was completely stumped. I was like, I have no idea what that means, but yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Manam Nefren says, is Snow bringing his gaggle of furries to invade you in person live?
Well,
fingers
Go ahead.
crossed. At least Puff is
Yeah.
going to be there, he said. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to meet Jolly as well. That would be amazing.
As long as we're talking about it, Purple Valkyrie, are we actually going to see you while you're in Dallas at the convention, or are you just going to be doing boom chicka wah wah with your
Oh,
newly
you
sober Puff boyfriend?
think I'm going to be sequestered away in some hotel? Yes.
Is that what you call it? Okay, yeah. That I'm saying you're going to be repeatedly sequestered by Puff the dragon. That's what I'm wondering. You know? Yeah.
I can't wait to meet him in person. It's going to be fun.
Boy, another match made in heaven. There we go. Yeah,
Yeah,
desert.
that's one of the ways to describe it. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Psychodor says Canadian military camo has pink patches. It works.
I guess it depends what you're trying to hide from, but okay. Yeah.
So we were talking obviously about this
yeah.
convention. We were excited, but what are some of the things that you're excited for? Because we have gone through this schedule and there is a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple appearances. So there is a big thing, and I think it's on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. It's the four hobbits together. I think that's when it is. And but there are daily separate events where you can meet all of the hobbits from obviously Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. And if you believe what the media is telling us, apparently that was the most racist film ever created because it didn't have diversity in it. But I'm really looking forward to, because I'd like to see Dominic Montague. I'd also like to see Billy Boyd, and Elijah Wood is also doing a separate stream. There's things I'd like to look at that. There's also some fascinating ones. Let's see. Yeah. How to survive a horror movie with nerds. I'm looking forward to that one. I'd like to see that. One thing for those people who are into anime, this convention is very, very anime. There's another one, Zombies, Blips in the Apocalypse. Why write about disruptions? I have written for a long time and I don't talk about it, but I would very much like to go to that one and hear about that show as well. What about you, Purple Valkyrie?
Just before we continue, we have got a very special lady in chat.
Hey, Alasia, I just told everybody it was your birthday and tomorrow, and that they should send you greetings of an appropriate nature on social media. And I just want to say to you, I know you and I have been chatting, and you're telling me not to do anything too late. So, but happy pre-birthday, and everybody, please, again, a Troubled Green Alasia works really hard. She's another up-and-coming channel, and she's a very nice person. And please wish her a happy birthday. And if you're in Dallas, tell her how much you want her to see her in a sundress.
Yes, I cannot wait to meet a Troubled Green. So looking forward to it. We're gonna have a girly time walking around the convention, no doubt. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But yes, happy pre-birthday, sweetheart.
Absolutely.
Love you too. She's
you say that now. Wait until you look at your social media tomorrow, because you missed the beginning. But,
yes, this is just the warm up. This is the build up to the birthday. Yes.
Yeah. But what about you? What are you looking forward to? Are you going to go see what's his name? That Smith guy who ruined.
Oh, you mean am I? Yeah, am I gonna? No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, am I gonna go see Kevin Smith? Not at all. But this one kind of caught our attention. Mount Doom party in the Limbo Room. One rave to rule them all. I really like the idea of a Lord of the Rings rave for some reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. It'll probably be more authentic than what Payne and McKay, especially if we look at the latest article from Empire Magazine put out today. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to go to do a little X and go hang out with a lot of midgets dancing to rave music?
Says they've got craft cocktails. I'm sold.
Yeah, I'll go. I mean, all the women are shorter than me anyway, so what difference does it make if they're like 5 feet tall or 2 feet tall, right? Or is that TMI? That's TMI. Let's stop talking about that.
TMI. Yeah. But you're right. There is so much stuff, and they're still adding stuff, because I don't remember this being added with Fred Tatasciore, who was one of my favorite voice actors. That's great. We've got lots of cosplay stuff going on. We've got a Q&A with Brendan Fraser.
Yep. And isn't that Saturday? I think it's Saturday
This is
morning.
Saturday, yes. So this is
Yeah.
11 a.m. on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one of the ones that I want to go see. Like, I'm not going to spend all day, just listening to people drone, but I do want to see Brendan Fraser a lot. I mean, he and I are close in age, although he's older than I am, but he just seems like a legit dude, and I want to hear him talk. And I won't fanboy out, but I'll just I just want to see the dude.
Yes, I just think he just comes across as a really genuinely nice guy, and
Yeah.
I kind of had a crush on him when he was in The Mummy. So yes.
What? Who didn't? I mean, yeah.
Here's one of the panels that you mentioned. So yes, all of the
Yes.
Hobbits have got separate panels throughout the weekends, as well
Yep.
as the group one that they're doing as well. So this is really cool.
That's one of the ones I want to go to, is the Billy Boyd one. Like the separate Hobbit events, I'd really like to go to. Now they do have the prices for pictures and autographs, and they are a
They
little
do.
spendy. They are a little spendy. If you want a picture with any of the Hobbits that are not Elijah Wood, it's $80. If you want an autograph from any of the Hobbits, it's $80. They do have a full package, because I think they have a night where they have, it's like all of the original Hobbits, Elijah and Billy and Dominic, and of course Sean Astin will be there, and you can do a backstage pass thing. But again, it's a couple $100 for that. And I debated it myself, but at this point, I'm just going to go and watch. And if the spirit moves me, I may get an autograph. But I'm really going to this to hang out with everybody else, like to meet people like Purple and Max and everybody else who's showing up. And then maybe I'll buy some cool loot. But
yes, and Dave Bob's going to be there as well. I can't wait to meet Dave Bob.
Awesome, Dave Bob.
He's going to be there for the FNT meetup, and I owe Dave Bob, one, a gigantic hug, and two, a drink. So I cannot wait to meet him and everybody else.
That's true.
Jim says Frasier is awesome, but Rachel Weisz is my go-to, just gorgeous, and I've not dared look up any statement made by her on social media. I don't want to destroy the illusion.
I agree.
Probably quite wise, I would imagine.
Yeah. And isn't she married to the guy who was Bond, Daniel Craig?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah, I thought they were married.
Very good with celebrities, I've got to admit. But,
I'm not either. I just remember being really jealous. Like, what's she doing with that loser? She could be with Salty Texas Sea. Rachel, what are you thinking? Come on,
He's not that great. Yeah.
No.
But they really do have a huge selection of guests. So we've got we've got a lot of the cast from Dexter, from Cobra Kai. There's a lot of wrestlers. Undertaker's going to be there, but he's ridiculously expensive.
Look at that, Ric Flair,
yes,
who's actually surprisingly affordable to get his autograph and picture. So out of all the weirdness, that might be an impulse buy, of getting a picture with me and Ric Flair both going woo and getting the thing to get an autograph.
There's our Hobbits, and Elijah Wood still looks the same. It's incredible. He just does not age. Bless him. And then there is the lady herself, Gina Carano, which I know a lot of people are very excited to meet her. Yeah, she's going to have crazy queues, no doubt, and well deserved.
And this was a question. I was on a Troubled Green show last night along with Maxfield Von Priestley and Zax and Lady Gravemaster. And I took the opportunity to ask Lady Gravemaster, because she's in the know on a lot of these things. Now, like everyone else, I watch FNT, but I may not watch all 4 or 5 hours. So I wasn't really following what we were supposed to do, because I knew Nerdrotic and Geeks and Gamers were doing an event. I believe it's Wednesday night, or is it Wednesday or Thursday night? You can tell how well organized I am over here.
It's Thursday night, so that is the FNT meetup, yes.
So I found out the details, and I will drop them into chat. I posted it on Twitter in my own channel group. But what you're going to want to do is apparently register on Instagram. And I will drop that link now, but it is no cost. It will obviously, as Gary has said, it will be picked up by them. And look at that, a pop-up, because God hates me. Bear with me one second. But yeah, so you just have to kind of RSVP, because I think they're trying to get a head count on
Yes. There's
There it is.
no charge to register. There's no charge to get. They just want an idea of what kind of numbers to expect.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's a good idea to kind of just put your name down to let them know that you're interested.
Yeah. So I dropped it in chat, and you simply go there and then you register with how many people, and you will get a notification, and it's an e-ticket, and then that way they get a head count. They know how to handle the food situation and all those other things. So yeah, if you're going to be going and you're going to be in Dallas that Thursday night, of course, that event I believe is going to have Gina Carano at as well as a whole bunch of other people. So just trying to help people out because information is not necessarily all in one place. So
Yes, and there's a lot of kind of coming together. So although this is organized, it's also a lot of people just kind of coming together just to meet. It's a group of friends that are going to hang out, and that's what I'm most excited for. Just getting to meet people that I've been on streams with for so long.
Yeah, absolutely. And in some ways, without doxing where we're going to be, a lot of us, up and comers decided to stay in the same hotel and, just because it's easier. And this will be the first time I'm going where anybody might actually know me. And, not like I'm a big channel, but, everybody's going to see purple. And essentially, I'm just going to be your bodyguard. Let's be honest about it. Or Maxfield Von Priestley, the king of Selkies himself. Yes. I don't want to give away a surprise. But Max, if you're watching, Purple and I might have gotten you a present that we expect you to wear on your next live stream when you're at 2,000 subscribers. That's all I'm gonna say, and more will be revealed later. So
yeah. I think you're gonna like it, Max.
Absolutely. But there's a lot of cool people on this thing, and
there really is. I mean, Michael Rooker.
There's also Kevin Smith too, who's not a cool person, but there's lots of cool people.
Who's there too, but everybody knows I'm a huge fan of Cobra Kai, so that would be great to meet some of the cast of that. And we've got Brent Spiner and Levar Burton is there.
The interesting thing about Brent Spiner, and you and I were talking about it yesterday, Brent Spiner will probably do photos, but there will probably be a partition between you and him. And while there is virtually none of the things with the face stuff, which makes no sense here in the great state of Texas, Dallas is a little bit different, as you may have saw by that drag show thing that was happening there.
Yes, we won't
other
that,
day,
by the way.
But just Brent Spiner in particular won't be doing any autographs. We'll be doing photographs, but there may be some weird things related to that, so be prepared for that.
Yes, I think that is up to the guest. So whilst a lot of guests, if you have a photo with them, they will stand with you, and the way it used to be, I think some guests will require the screen, so it's kind of like a shield between the fans and themselves,
like they're the Pope, and the Pope mobile.
Exactly. Yes,
I can't wait to pay $80 for that. Yeah, sorry, I have a bad attitude.
But very, very glad that we don't have to walk around with masks. So that is a big plus for me, at least.
I'm so holding my tongue right now. I'm so not saying all the things I want to say. Oh, look, Donnie Cates. Oh, look at that, Donnie Cates. Yes. Wow.
And Jim Lee is going to be there. Jim Lee's finally been let out of the basement. If anyone used to watch the DC fandom event, the running joke.
And everybody's favorite, warm, empathetic human being, Tom King, will also be there. Yeah.
Kevin Smith managed to get himself listed twice. That's nice.
Yeah.
But they really do have a wide array of guests, so it is great to see. And we have voice actors as well. If I can get it to drop down.
I know it's not easy to navigate. Yeah, the other thing that was a surprise to me was how big cosplay was going to be at this. There are multiple instances of cosplay across all fandoms, anime in particular, but also still Harry Potter. There is a Doctor Who one, there is a Star Trek one, so that will be fascinating to watch as well. And I mean, we'll just see how many people are still doing Doctor Who cosplay, because I don't know who's still. I don't know. I should probably stop talking just after Jodie Whittaker. I mean, I don't know.
Yes, but I didn't realize that cosplay was such a big deal. And I've kind of looked at a couple of previous conventions. I checked out the one that happened in Florida, and cosplay really does seem to be a huge part of going to conventions. Now, I'm not going to dress up because I don't think I could get a costume from here all the way over to the US, but I do love the idea of it, I've got to admit.
Well, I've seen you do cosplay of Poison Ivy, and it is a very persuasive, very persuasive version of it. That's all I'm going to say. I was moved. Yeah. Very moved. Yeah.
Closest you guys are going to get is on screen, unfortunately. Yes, and obviously the last one that I did was the Valkyrie makeup, which was a lot of fun.
That was awesome. That was so great.
But really looking forward to it, and it was one of the things I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to do it, but fate smiled upon us and managed to get the tickets, and to just kind of, it all fell into place. So yes, I am so very excited to get to meet everybody.
We have Trinoculus P, who says, will Kevin Smith be in the dunk booth? Boy, I sure hope so, because I would give a lot of money to charity if that were at a firefighter fundraising event. Yeah, especially if the dunk booth was full of electric eels and piranhas. That sounds good. Can we do that? No, I have good ideas. Nobody listens, but yeah, there are so, and that's the other thing. Again, Brand the Anime Guy, and all of those people, all of you who love anime, I would say about a quarter, if not 30% of this convention is intensely Amazon focused. There are particular sessions on My Hero Academia, on Attack on Titan, and I mean, I understand why. It's just wild to see how different cons are now than when I used to go 25 years ago to, it was mostly Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, Dungeons and Dragons, maybe some things along those lines. But now anime, for obvious reasons, I mean, they're eating the lunch of American comic book creatives, but it's just wild, and I'm just wondering how much art they're going to have there is going to be anime.
Yes, and the Trouble Green brings up a really good point as well. It's not just professionals. We've got a lot of probably non-professionals, but very talented people there. So she says, you're going to have to drag me out of Artist Alley. That's honestly all I care about. I've bought some amazing things from people over the years.
Yeah. That's what I want to do too. I want to get to those small independent artists, especially if they'll do a custom piece or sign it to me, because I would love to have that behind me or on the wall. I mean, I love my Star Trek poster, but I would love to have something like that. So, yeah. Yes,
I love different. What I was thinking of doing was maybe getting a sketchbook and perhaps asking if they would do a sketch of a particular character. So if I chose, say, Doctor Doom, get Doctor Doom in all these different styles from different artists. I think
that's a fantastic idea. That is an absolutely fantastic idea.
Yeah. But there's going to be so much to do, and we've also got stuff, as we say, planned outside, because Brandon and I did a show not long ago talking about the cinema events, the Fathom events. That's it.
Yeah, and I'll pull those up. So while we're going to be, I'll let you run through that. Give me some vamp for me while I pull up this Fathom thing. And
yes, absolutely. So we were talking and we got very excited. Obviously, The Thing is going to be one of the ones that is playing, and I think that is on the 19th. So we're going to try and get a group together to go see that as well. Just something else that we can do just to kind of step away from the convention a little bit and just hang out as friends. So a lot of stuff we've got planned, and I cannot wait. Sure, Dragon says there's so much to do. When do you plan to sleep? Never. No, not at least not over the weekend.
I've been telling her. Like, she's coming in a few days early, and I'm like, please get some sleep, and I also hydrate. Like,
yes.
Yeah, it is so hot down here, and it's going to be in the hundreds, obviously in Dallas. And when you come from an island nation, that is on the ocean, you don't realize how dry it is. You'd think I know how to stream and just pressing the wrong buttons all the time.
It is quite cold over here at the moment, so I think the heat is probably going to be a little bit of a shock, at least for the first couple of days. So let me bring this up. Yes, there we go.
So these are the Fathom events, and currently it is The Wizard of Oz restored on the big screen. Apparently there's a Golden Girls documentary I don't know about that. But what we're talking about and what I'm really interested in is, oh, look at this. You have disappointed me, haven't you? There we go. So while we're going to be there on Sunday, June 19th, as well as Wednesday, June 22nd, they will be showing the classic John Carpenter 1982 Thing in cinemas again. Now, we have looked in Dallas, and there's one from 3 miles from downtown. I will still be there on Sunday. Purple, you will be too. So we're going to get a group together to go see The Thing. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Also, as long as we're talking about Fathom events, wow, I cannot believe how many pop-ups just went crazy. On June 26th, and please tell me you can see this.
Okay. I see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
June 26th. It has been 25 years since The Fifth Element came out, guys. Can you believe this?
I can, and now I feel very old. Yes.
I know, me too. But yes, this will not be when we're all together at the con, but June 26th, it will be out in the theaters again, and I know I'm going to go see that. So thanks for letting me take over your stream a little bit. But that's just some of the other stuff that we want to do when we're in Dallas. And of course, I want to see aquariums because anything that's got big sharks in it, I'm there. Like sharks. Sharks and bourbon. I don't need anything else, just sharks and bourbon.
It's gonna be amazing, and I'm looking forward to it. Before we carry on and jump on to talk about the Lord of the Rings, shall we try a few more snacks?
I'm ready.
Way ahead of you? Ready. All right, I'm going to mute for a second.
And I'll vamp. So this is what I'm getting. This is from Poland, and again, it kind of has this cookie center thing, and I've never stuck things this close to my webcam before, even though Boy, I could make a lot of jokes. I'm just going to shut up. But I'm excited about this,
It's all right. The chat will make up their own jokes.
I know. You guys are so much more creative than I am. But what are you sampling? All right. I'm going to eat my Polish chocolate cookie, and I don't want to hear any dirty jokes about that.
So I am going to try these. So these are the voodoo chips from New Orleans. Never heard of these. I have no idea what flavor they are, but
Purple.
They smell really amazing. Good. They smell quite sweet. Really good. So let's try one of these.
Yeah. Zapp's voodoo flavored potato chips.
Okay, those are awesome.
Right?
I thought they were going to be really kind of hot, but they've got this really nice kind of sweet spice to them.
It's seductive like voodoo. It's going to steal your soul. It's a gateway drug. Let's be honest about it.
That's so good. Yeah. I'm going to lean back a little bit from the camera, so I'm not crunching into the mic, so we're not getting the ASMR.
Wait, that's what we want. Can you put on a horse head and eat those chips? Because apparently that's what the kids like. Sorry, I'm not helping. I'm not helping. I'm sorry. They're really good though, right?
I nearly choked on that one, but thank you.
Sorry, right. I'm just, I
have visions of that the girl in the horse head,
Yeah. For those of you who like that kind of thing, it's available every Friday and Saturday night on the Cotton Connection with Snowdub if you want to watch that clip. So look at all the amazing people we have in chat. We have Leah Rose. We have Waleed Leakey. My gosh, you guys are amazing. Nerdporeal Lifeform, of course. Dave Bob. Oh, you guys are fantastic. The awesome one. Thank you.
We have amazing chat. So good to see everybody today.
Yeah.
And Brandon says, you don't mess with the voodoo. Absolutely. Yeah. And I've never heard of these. I've never heard of this brand. I've never heard of this particular flavor before, but they are delicious. I was very surprised. They're almost kind of, like I say, it's a sweet kind of spice to it. So very Moorish.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen how many
different... the man himself, there we are.
There he is.
See you, Snow.
Hey, buddy. I was just shouting out your booty break with the horse head. So one of Snowdub's favorite thing is when you send him a super chat and you request the horse video every Friday and Saturday night. If you want to make him happy, just do that for Snow. I'm just here to help you out, Snowdub. Let's be honest. So.
And guys, if you didn't see yesterday, Snow had a fantastic little video with Snow Kid, and they were talking about Kenobi. So that was great to hear a younger perspective on the show. I really enjoyed listening to that. So well done, guys.
Yeah, and Snow is going to be there. Snowdub is going to be there, along with Purple Valkyrie and I and Alasia and a whole bunch of other people. So Snow, I know you and I look forward to having an adult beverage together, and I can't wait.
It's going to be fun. So what did you think of the chocolate bar? Is it good?
I liked it so much I ate more when I said I was only going to have one piece of chocolate because I haven't eaten yet today. And but I'm a sucker for anything with a wafer cookie in it, and this is good because it's not too sweet. It's very cookie forward, but it's really good. These are really, really good. So
I really like them as well, and they do come in different flavors. So what I will probably do is pick up the other flavors and bring them with me so you can try those. I think there's 3 or 4 different ones. There's like hazelnut, and I think there's a mint one, and we'll bring those.
That's fantastic. Yeah, see, Snowdub in chat says yes. The horse don't stop. So yeah, you whatever you want, Snowdub. Well, I'm here for you, brother. I just want to support. So.
And the other thing that you said I had to try just to see the reaction is these. So it is the Pop Rocks. I've got a sneaking suspicion I know what these are going to be like, but I haven't.
It's going to be beautiful. It'll be a deeply religious, mystical experience. It'll border on orgasmic. You just won't know what hit you. And it'll be strawberry. What could be wrong, guys? What could be wrong?
You're hyping this up, so I don't know whether to just pour these into my mouth or whether to.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be better if we had some dramatic music, but I would probably, pour like a teaspoon. I don't know if you have that in metrics terms. Let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Like so there you go.
Toss these back.
First time Pop Rocks. There we go. Get close to the microphone too.
Oh my god! Ow! Oh. Okay, I wasn't expecting
Isn't it pleasant? Did you have a Pop Rock explosion? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I've never had a Pop Rock explosion. Now I feel terrible. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I really like the flavor, but I wasn't expecting the sensation, and they're still popping.
I know. You want to really lose your mind? Do those and like Coke together, and yeah.
Yeah, somebody said that. Pop Rocks exactly, Dave Bob. Yeah.
I've never. Apparently, we had an overcharged Pop Rod explosion, but her head is still attached to her body. So, and it wasn't so terrible. She doesn't want more.
Deepa says just don't wash them down with soda. No, I've got juice, but I probably won't wash them down with anything in case it causes a chain reaction or something.
Yeah. But getting close to the microphone because you really want the ASMR element. As long as it doesn't blow your head off, I feel vaguely guilty. There you go.
I don't know if you can hear it.
Oh yeah, you could charge like $50 a minute for this. There you go. Yeah. I had no idea Purple Valkyrie had never had Pop Rocks before. And her first Pop Rock experience almost results in being decapitated. I feel terrible. But yeah, she's a trooper, guys. Yeah.
Those are good, though. I like the flavor.
I know, right?
I can imagine that if kids eat these, they would be bouncing off the walls.
Oh, absolutely. And you walk around with your mouth open and you stick in your open mouth and like people's ears and gross people out. I mean, I do that now. But, kids would probably do it too with Pop Rocks. Yeah.
Company says they're safe to wash down with water. Okay, thank you, sweetheart.
It's true. Yeah. When you get to the pro level, and I'm not suggesting you do this, and you have to be of the appropriate age. Pop Rocks in a shot of tequila. Now they have other flavors. Okay. You can kind of make your own. I'm just saying. It's interesting.
Well, I do have another pack which I could bring with me. We
there you go.
Try that with a shot of tequila and see what happens.
Okay, this is why I want to hang out with Purple Valkyrie and Max. This is the kind of time we're going to have in Dallas. Hopefully, we'll get to the convention, but we're mostly going to be.
These are going to go in the hand luggage then. In that case, because I want to see what that's like.
Yeah. I'll have to add tequila to the shopping list. I already have bourbon and vodka, but we'll have to get some.
We'll just order a round of shots. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh wow! Look at Snowdub. It says Puff sticks his tongue in some strange places, so maybe you should get more Pop Rocks.
So is he bragging, or is that a promise? I don't know.
Wow, that went.
Leave that up to imagination. That went to
NC-17 really quick. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Leaky says not tried with tequila. I will try and we will film it. We will
vodka.
see what
Oh no!
happens.
Wait a minute. Are you making an oral contract that we're going to be? Never mind. Yeah.
Pop
All
rocks
right.
and tequila.
So
Yes, I'm sure
be
that's a winning
prepared for really
combination.
wild live streams. So that's going to be. This is going to be an even better con than I thought. I'm looking forward to this. So yeah.
We're getting more recommendations. Psychodorf says, "Want to try Pop Rocks and Jack Daniels?"
I'm going to get some of the other flavors because I was really hoping they had a lime one. The classic is strawberry. I think there's a wild cherry, and then of course I got the Smurf Soul Blue Raspberry for purple, which we all know what that does to your tongue. But yeah.
Yes, I thought about opening these ones, but one, strawberry is my favorite flavor, and two, anything blue raspberry always dyes your tongue a funny color.
yeah. It looks like you're
Dave Bob says
but
Bullet Ryan Pop Rocks.
I love Bullet. I really do. So,
that's a good one.
Yeah. Wow. We should just eat candy and talk about pleasant things every stream. Unfortunately, we do have to talk about the news from.
Yes, we do. Do you want to take this one, because this one first popped up in, I think it was one of the chats that we had, wasn't it, this morning? And
yeah. I'm going to give credit to European Lore. I saw him with this first thing in the morning. He is obviously ahead of us here in the United States. And this is one of those things where I really, Empire Magazine is apparently going to be the conduit by which all of the nonsensical, I wouldn't even call these articles. There's no attempt at journalism. You get a big headline like this one here, and then essentially somebody took, in my opinion, Amazon bullet points and throw some guilt in it, and then that's it. It just ends. There are several articles that are coming out from Empire like this, where they literally are being pushed out through them. Now, I don't know if Amazon owns Empire, but they're making there's no attempt to even have any type of journalism to this. What am I missing? Oh, I want the lemon ones. See, I got them at Specs. And they didn't.
Green apple. Love green apple.
Yeah. And Specs is a liquor chain here in Texas, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, so this is going to surprise everybody. We get even more images of Frederick Douglass Hobbit, and then we have more there's more diversity and Hobbit representation.
Even though we shouldn't have hobbits in the first place, but that's we're not going to go into that one.
Why are you being a bigot? Because according to Payne and McKay, the Harfoots are hobbits who should, even though they shouldn't be in the Second Age, are actually a diverse tribe. And as we can see here, we seem to have an African American or British American. I don't even know what woke labels to put on these people, but it would apparently be a lot of diversity, and they're carrying around some type of half-assed Harfoot lantern. And
yeah, considering the size of that lantern, it's not giving off a lot of light.
Yeah, and we learn the name of Lenny Henry's multicultural. They're not a race; they're a tribe of Harfoots names. It is Sadsack Burrows. No, it's Sadek Burrows, and he says, "quote We're the traditional Tolkien little guy."
Yes,
that looks so Tolkien.
The whole thing, we've talked about the previous covers that were exclusive as well, that finally showed up, and it doesn't say Lord of the Rings to anybody, and that is the main point that people are coming with. This could be any generic fantasy, and it could have been, but they had to attach it to the Lord of the Rings label.
And what they do is they take the very beginning line of The Hobbit, which we all know, in a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit. Right from the very first sentence of the very first Middle-earth book itself, titled The Hobbit. Yes, thank you, Empire Magazine, for telling us that. Yes. Hobbits have been a fixture of Tolkien stories. So when showrunners J.D. Payne, and Patrick McKay first set out to tell a story in the Hobbit-free Second Age of Middle-earth, I can't even read this sentence. It's grammatically incorrect. Anywhere where they're going with this is that these are original novels that are set thousands of years later. Payne and McKay were faced with a conundrum. How do you conjure hobbits in a world without feature? I can't read this article. I apologize.
Yeah.
How do you conjure Middle-earth without the hobbits? Well, the answer is pretty simple. That's because Tolkien wrote it that way.
Yes, but because they are not exactly the most imaginative, they think that people won't latch on to this if there isn't hobbits, because people equate hobbits to Tolkien, Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
etc. That's where they're going, even though
Yeah.
they're doing their absolute best to downplay Peter Jackson's films at the moment as well.
Well, I mean, it was from the very first article. Again, that article came out on February 10th. And in that, Payne and McKay said, we know hobbits should not be in the Second Age, but can you imagine Lord of the Rings without hobbits? And the answer is yes. But this is not Lord of the Rings. This is not Tolkien. This is something else. And so they came up with the Harfoots. And we have good old Lenny Bruce here, and he says it, and I quote, "We're a nomadic tribe, moving with the weather and fertility of the crops. We have big caravans on wooden wheels, and we're very good at hiding things because humans are much bigger than us and bring us trouble."
I was like, they're not that much bigger. I mean, hobbits are what's supposed to be 3.5 feet tall on average. So I'm not quite sure how big these things are supposed to be, these non-hobbits. But
for those of you who read Wheel of Time, they sound like the traveling people, don't they? And maybe we know now why the traveling people in the Wheel of Time looked the way that they did. And maybe they took the original ideas for the traveling people in Wheel of Time and they put it in the Lord of the Rings. It's just kind of gross. It's just kind of gross, guys.
It is. And Broken Entertainment says, how can you be nomadic with crops? Crops require being sedentary. Yeah, good
You're
point.
a bigot. You are a bigot and a racist. That's called logic, and logic is part of the patriarchy. I'm glad somebody said that because I didn't want to go dark on this. It's like you're a nomadic tribe moving with the weather and fertility of crops. Yeah, crops tend to take a while to grow unless you're growing, I don't know, sprouts. I mean, this whole damn thing makes no sense. It really doesn't. But it gets worse. So Henry tells Empire, says, we're the traditional Tolkien little guy that shouldn't be there. So traditionally, the little people in this world provide comedy, but also get to be incredibly brave. Does anybody remember all the humor and comedy of being a hobbit in Tolkien's The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings?
It's more about doing the right thing, if I remember correctly, and facing impossible odds.
He's not helping. He says, you're going to see a lot of us run the full gamut of emotions and actions in this adventure.
Okay.
But we're not done there. For Henry, taking the role of Sadoc Burrows not only allowed him to play in the fantasy genre that he loves, it also offered an opportunity to help shift the needle on a world that previously hasn't tended to feature people of color in prominent roles. Quote, if I can't see it, if you can't see it, you can't be it.
Yes, and this is an argument that keeps cropping up time and time again, doesn't it? And we wanted to look into this, and does Lenny Henry actually have a point? Were there no people of color in fantasy films up until this point?
Yeah. Let me just finish what he says. He says, if you can't see it, you can't be it, you bigot. Finally, Purple, in this Lord of the Rings show, kids are going to see people of color taking up space in the center of a fantasy series. They're very visible in this world, and that's very exciting. I can't believe this bullshit. Can we just do that? Now, we went through. Now, is this really the first time Black people have ever been on screen before Purple Valkyrie? Because I don't know if that's true or not.
I've got a sneaking suspicion this is not true, but also, to be fair, this is a very Lenny Henry quote. Now, if people, if they are not familiar with him, he is or was a British comedian. He is very well known. The last thing that I think he was in The Witcher as well, I think. So he's taken on more kind of serious acting roles as he's gotten older, but he's primarily known for being a comedian. He was somebody who would poke fun at pretty much anything, and he was very well liked. But as he has gotten older, he has gotten a lot more opinionated on certain things, and a lot of his opinions really don't ring true, such as this one here.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sent you a link.
I see it. I will bring it up right now.
So I was 14 when this came out, and it's a little movie called Conan the Destroyer. And the Thad That Shouldn't Be, we Vulcan mind meld.
Yes, indeed.
Now, not that it matters, but Wilt Chamberlain was an African-American, very famous African-American NBA player.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very prominent in this movie, and he's a great character. But, again, this is 1984, and if memory serves, there was also a African-American woman by the name of Grace Jones, who was also a central character to probably one of the oldest and most well-known fantasy properties, not just cinematically, but also from a book perspective. So what's up with Lenny Bruce Purple? Like is he just not aware that Black people existed before 1984, or
I
is there
think
something
he's
else going on
trying
here?
to make a very ham-fisted point about diversity and representation, and it's the same argument that we've heard multiple times before, and we've heard it most recently with Star Wars as well, with the new TV show, where the actress was quite unwise in saying that this is great. It's we're now seeing people of color in Star Wars in this universe. She clearly did not watch Star Wars.
Well, I mean, so I mean, maybe he has a point. Maybe that's the only fantasy movie to ever come out that had African American representation. I mean, it's not like anybody ever did something with Dungeons and Dragons, because Dungeons and Dragons is just for Caucasians, right? It's not like there's ever been on-screen representation of an African American. Oh wait, what is that? Wait, what did I send you? Oh, that's right. The Dungeons and Dragons movie had one of the Wayans brothers in it. It was a tragic movie. Let's be really honest about it. But
it wasn't the best of movies, but that's neither here nor there. That's not what.
I'm not entirely sure why they're making this argument, Purple. Why did I'm not saying they're lying, but they don't seem to really have all the information when they make these assertions, do they?
They don't, or they think that we are stupid and we don't remember that there were fantastic roles played by very diverse people, going all the way back to the early 80s, the 1970s, and beyond, as you say. Conan, we've got. There were people in The Hobbit, because we went back and checked. I don't think there were. I'm not sure about Lord of the Rings, but that was one of the things that was levelled at Peter Jackson as well. How dare he actually stick as closely to Tolkien's work as he did?
It's interesting because I know you did we were doing some research before the show to look at, because we knew that at Lake Town there were a variety of different people living together. That maybe, would that have made sense on a river town? Yes, it would, because of commerce and trade.
Yes.
When you have that kind of a port city where things are going in and out, especially when it involves brewing or lumber, you're going to have a more worldwide representation. In the Hobbit movie, that was there, and that seemed entirely natural.
It was. It was organic. Yes.
The article that you pulled up actually said that it was a disgrace that representation was there because they were being tokenized in a film. Yes. So I'm confused what we're supposed to do. If they're not there, then we're racist. And if they're there in an organic way that would actually occur, then we're tokenizing them.
Yes, or pandering or trying to score points. It just seemed that no matter what happens, you're not going to make everybody happy. Somebody is always going to complain about it. But the argument that Lenny Henry put forward was very disingenuous, and he is just flat out wrong. I think it's just him trying to, bring a spotlight to a show that's could really do with some positive press at the moment. But this is not the way to do it.
Well, I mean, as we've seen with Star Wars Kenobi, and again, I've been out on Star Wars since Last Jedi, and I really am. I did not watch Kenobi. I have nothing to say about it. I have, however, heard your assessment, Zach's, a lot of other people's assessment on it. And what I have seen is that before this damn show even came out, I got people telling me I'm a racist because reasons. And
Yep.
we saw the same thing with this, the Rings of Power. And now we're getting this whole play of the most important thing is the melanin content of those cast for a role, not the story we're seeing. And to me, if you have a really good story, just cast the best person. If it is the best person, they could be any ethnicity possible. But
Absolutely.
if it's not a good story, it doesn't matter how much diversity and representation you have. And I think a lot of us are really weary of being called names. You know, I
People are
really am.
definitely
I'm
sick of
over it.
it, yeah,
Yeah.
and it is wearing thin. And a lot of
Yeah.
people, will see this article and they will just roll their eyes and get on with their day.
Yeah.
It's not going
Yeah.
to really, make any impact on people. But
Yeah.
we're also sick of the whole idea that if you can't see yourself as this person on screen, then you can't possibly identify with them. We've got to
Yeah.
get away from that idea. We never had this 10,
No,
15 years ago.
no, no. And I want to show this image. So who out there
Hmm.
can associate with this? Who sees themselves in this? I want to know that. Like, who sees yourself as a ginger who's living in a retro cave that is not Khazad-dûm, who is an unhappy marriage with a woman who has a lopsided head? I mean, like, that's what I want to know.
See, these two confused me because at first I thought they were supposed to be father and daughter, but now they look like they're a couple. So I'm not sure what the dynamic between them is.
I'm not sure Payne and McKay do either.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's just, I mean, again, these images aren't helping, and it has nothing to do with the race of these characters, Princess
Mm-hmm.
Diza, whatever. Look at the backgrounds on this. There's nothing about this that looks like Khazad-dûm. I mean, this was a very expensive production, but much like The Wheel of Time, where it was $80 million was spent on one season of television, the production value wasn't there. And in this case, this does not look like Khazad-dûm. This does not look like the city at the height of wealth and influence. It's just, I don't know.
Yes, and a lot of people are pointing out that it just looks badly put together. I mentioned that the goblet in front of her is really out of place because it covers and blends in with what she's wearing. There's too much gold going on.
That
It's
looks like it's Photoshop. There must be an
yeah.
emblem on her that they don't want us
Mm-hmm.
to see. Or here's what I'm predicting: somebody in crafts did it, and they put the wrong symbol on there, and that goblet was placed in post. I'm not kidding. That's how they fix things. Is that I bet you there's
Just slap
something
it on
she's
there.
wearing that is wrong, and Weta's like, you can't do that, and so they
Mm-hmm.
stuck that damn goblet there. That's what I'm predicting.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I noticed, and people saying, her head does look photoshopped or it doesn't look right, but that goblet just really, really confused me as to the placing because just somebody looking at it, it just looks weird.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of looking weird, I'm looking at my melted chocolate and I want to eat more. But
Ah, yes.
tell me about this bad boy.
Yes,
This is like
this
a
one.
cudgel. This is like a cudgel of chocolate. Like you could
It's
knock somebody
heavy,
out with this
isn't it?
bad
Yeah,
boy.
it's substantial, this one.
It's got
So
some.
this
It's
one
got some
again,
girth,
I think
ladies. It's
it's
got some
got
girth, ladies. Yeah.
nuts in. I think it's got some caramel in. I think it's got biscuit in. It's a little bit of a mixture going on with this one. So whilst
Oh.
you do that, I will grab the last thing that I'm going to try today.
So this says this is a crispy bar with rice crisps and caramel and milk chocolate. What could be wrong about any of that? Seriously. And I'll let you talk while I do all the unwrapping over here now too.
Yes, absolutely. So the last thing that I'm going to try today is going to be one of these. So it is the
Yes.
Zots. So this one is the apple flavor, which I'm looking forward to. If I can get it open.
Those of you who may have had Zots know of the joy of the Zot. It takes a little bit of time if it's generally it's a hard candy that you can,
Mm-hmm.
you can just sort of suck on. And if you're ambitious and bite into it, you have a magical surprise. And it's one of my favorite candies out there. So
This is nice. I like apple, and this is the it's a kind of sour apple, which is really nice.
yeah. Yeah.
Dearborn says haven't had Zots in ages. I've just kind of bitten into it, and I can taste the the fizziness inside it.
Yeah.
K-pop says it's a Tootsie Pop on steroids.
I love how we're all seeing the emotion in Purple's eyes, which is a combination of horror and I'm trying not to be as scared as I look, because look at her. She's like, she's getting a fizzy action.
I can get because it's really sour, but good. It's sour in a good way.
This is absolutely delicious, by the way. It's very Rice Krispie forward for those of you who are Yanks and Canadians. But it's got Rice Krispies with a whole lot of caramel and like some just very chill milk chocolate. It's actually quite delicious. It's really good. So,
there we go. Crunch that down a little bit.
You're going to survive? Between the Pop Rocks? Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what would happen if I had Pop Rocks and these at the same time.
You'd probably alter the time-space continuum. You'd tear a hole in subspace and go back to the time of dinosaurs, Valkyrie. We've talked about this. You don't want to do that. Not unless I'm with you, because I want to go back to the time of dinosaurs too. So yeah.
I want to go back and have dinosaurs. Absolutely.
I know.
So,
really.
Thank you
for
that.
Thank you for almost killing you with Pop Rocks and sending you the most tart thing in the world. You're trying not to cry about. You're welcome.
That was the tartest thing I've ever had in a long time.
Thank you for.
It was good.
I'm sorry. I should have warned you. But thank you for all these magnificent chocolates. They're absolutely fantastic. And this has been a blast today. But was there anything else that you wanted to cover before we went?
I think we pretty much covered it. That was a fantastic article. And again, we don't want to continue to bash the Lord of the Rings, but they are treating us like idiots at the moment. So we're going to keep calling them out for it.
Yeah, I mean, and if your only marketing strategy is to continue what you started on February 11th, when the pre-planned attack articles came out, calling us racists and phobes and afraid of diversity and strong women and all the other things, it's not going to work. Now we're seeing, well, this is a new version of Gladriel. And I believe it's Alasia, Troubled Green, and many other people have said there is no new version of Gladriel. There's one version of Gladriel, and that is what Tolkien created. And I believe that. So they can sit here and do this retconning and try and create a whole other experience of Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, and maybe there are some normies out there that will care. But for those of us who love Tolkien, and even though we're not Tolkien scholars, we're going to call this stuff out. And it's not to rage farm. It's just because it's horrifying. It really is.
Yeah. Absolutely. Before we wrap it up and let people get on with Monday, let me say, first of all, thank you. Thank you so much for not only the snacks, but for the T-shirt, for the hat. Absolutely loved it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And if you hear heavy breathing, there's nothing weirder. My dog just decided to come in and harass me because he apparently wants something. So you're very welcome. Thank you so much for the box and with these magnificent chocolates. I actually put the magnets up behind me. They're back there that you sent. So thank you for that. Yeah, thank you.
What have you got coming up? I know we've got a big show planned for tomorrow.
Yes. Well, I mean, obviously Tuesday, we're very happy that Maxfield Von Priestley, who's in the audience, will be joining up with us tomorrow night at 7:15 Central. Of course, Purple Valkyrie will be there. Kyle, myself, I believe Amanda Manethrin may be joining us as well. And we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of things, including Top Gun, The Lord of the Rings, probably some of what Max's trip was. I also want to shout out Maxfield Von Priestley. Max's Man Cave will be tonight, where he's going to talk about his European adventures. So please show up, support Max. He's a good dude. And he's got a show tonight. But other than that, you and I are going to be doing more paranormal stuff. We're going to be potentially having a live show on that this week and also recording some videos. So
we've got a lot of recording to do. Loving getting to have this kind of deviation. As much as we do love talking about pop culture and everything that's current, it's like a palate cleanser to get to kind of talk about aliens and ghosts and supernatural. So loving getting to do that. I will be back later on this evening. I'm going to be joining Clobbering Times. Haven't been lucky enough to join him for the last couple of weeks. So really looking forward to hanging out there tonight. And we'll be back on Tuesday with the gang. So looking forward to that as well. It's going to be another busy week, I think.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Tuesday show. It's going to be great to have the band back together. And a huge shout out to Flaccid Phoenix for helping us out in the last couple of weeks. And it's really been great. So
he did a fantastic job. It's so good. And thank you to Snowdub as well, and the Cotton Connection for last week, because that was
I
that
can't
was a
speak to
thing.
that. I can't speak to that. My attorneys are in contact with Snowdub Entertainment's attorneys regarding my abduction and kidnapping, and we are in negotiating to settle out of court. Right now, it looks like I'm going to be getting a Snowdub t-shirt and 2 steak sandwiches and a bottle of bourbon, and this problem will go away. We can make this go away, Snowdub. That's all I'm going to say
I
about
like how
that.
you keep kind of raising it.
I like steak sandwiches and bourbon. What can I say? So
it's a winning combination.
yeah.
Guys, let me say a massive thank you to Salty for joining me again. So good to have you and to get to work with you. So thank you.
This is fun.
It was. A massive thank you to everybody in chat, guys. You are on fire as always. Thank you for your support. Really, really love getting to do this, and cannot wait to meet some of you guys next week. It's going to be absolutely incredible.
Fantastic. It's going to be wild.
And so, guys, have a fantastic rest of your day. Lots of stuff going on YouTube, lots of people streaming. So show everybody some love, and we will see you very, very soon. Thank you, guys. Take care.